I see a lot of people just grabbing images off the internet. If they're on the internet, they must be free, right? No, they're not. And I need to let you know that you must respect the author of that work. And I want to caution you, especially you business people, on where you're getting those images. I see a lot of people just grabbing images off the internet. If they're on the internet, they must be free, right? No, they're not. And I need to let you know that you must respect the author of that work. If you write a book, you're the author of that book and those words, and no one can use it without your permission. Same with if you're a photographer and you take an image, no one else can use that image without your explicit permission. Now, there is a little bit of gray area when it comes to not business people. If you're in a church or a nonprofit group or things like that, you might have a little more leeway. You might be allowed to use certain more images in that particular case scenario. But I'm talking to business people right now specifically. And if you're using images for your business and you're basically trying to make money off of it, you absolutely need to make sure that you have the rights to use that image. So let me give you a couple tips. First of all, you could buy the image off of one of these websites like iStock or Shutterstock, or there's a lot of stock photography websites. When you purchase the rights to use that image, you can use that image now. That's the game, right? You're licensing that image for its usage. Okay, so I want to take with you just a little field trip right now on a resource that I have where you can find some images that you can use. So let's go ahead and jump over to our web browser right now. This is the Ask A Web Geek website right over here. And right next to it, I'm going to pull up, what are we going to call the name slipped right out of my brain. It's called Creative Commons. So I'm going to go right here to this website, search.creativecommons.org. So just really quick, Creative Commons is an organization that helps people properly label the usage rights of their images and other material, other media, podcasts and other things too. So one of the great things that they offer is this tool, search.creativecommons.org, where you can search for images that you're allowed to use. And there's a couple checkboxes down here. First of all, you're going to want to check use for commercial purposes. That means you're allowed to use it for your business. So check that box absolutely for sure. And then you may also want to select this box, images that you can modify or adapt. So if you're going to use the image and you're going to create something with it, like a graphic, maybe for your social media profile or a marketing, campaign of some kind, you may also want to go ahead and click that you want an image you can modify or adapt. So once you've selected one or both of those checkboxes, then right here you can go ahead and type something. I'm just going to type butterfly for the sake of the experiment and hit search. Now, it immediately is returning to me over 10,000 images that I am allowed to use, that people have specifically made note with these license keys right here, that you are allowed to use these images and for use and for modification and et cetera, et cetera. And you can go through all these things over here on the side as far as where it's coming from and what kind of license it has and the file type and the aspect ratio and yada, 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 yada. But the bottom line is I want to encourage you that if you're using images for your business purpose, you either are purchasing the rights directly from the author or from one of the stock websites, or you're using a tool like this, which will help you find images that you specifically can use for that purpose. Let me know if you have any questions about that. And I'm just checking my comments, and Farley is asking, do you have any resources for free images? Yeah, Farley, refer to the last 60 seconds of the show. I think he asked that. I don't know when he asked that, but it was way before I answered it. Garrison Fletcher is asking about file size. Should it be 72 DPI? Yeah, great question. He's also asking about RGB and CMYK. So I'll touch on that real quickly. So typically, Garrison is using terms that are bridging the print world and the web world. So for example, DPI, that stands for dots per inch. And it really has to do with when you're printing something, how many dots are being placed within an inch. If there's 300 dots, that's a much better resolution, a much clearer image versus 72 dots. So when an image comes right off your camera, it may already be at 300. So one of those other factors, besides the dimensions of the image and the quality that you're saving, is the DPI. So you could just adjust that DPI and it will change the other numbers for you. I wouldn't really have people worry about that too much, Garrison. He's correct that 300 is the standard for print and 72 is the standard for web. So if you want to, and you see that box that says DPI and it says 300, flip it over to 72, see what that does to all the other numbers. That may adjust your dimensions for you. But I wasn't even going to worry about that with people today, Garrison, but I'll mention it because you mentioned it. RGB versus CMYK. That is the kind of color that is being used in the image. For example, CMYK is a print type of color. RGB is a web type of color. CMYK refers to the exact inks that are being sprayed on the page. Cyan, magenta, yellow, and K is black. It's a combination of those 4 inks that create every other color of the rainbow on print. So it's different amounts of each one of those inks is what makes every other color that we see. So that's CMYK. Versus RGB, that stands for red, green, and blue, and it refers to the light shining through your monitor and producing the same color. So CMYK is a print color model, RGB is a web color model, and it really isn't something you have to worry about too much. Garrison and I will worry about that for you if we're working on your project. Otherwise, if you're pulling an image off the web, it's probably already in RGB. I would say don't worry too much about that. Focus on the dimensions, the weight of the photo, and most importantly, if you have the rights to use it. Garrison's also mentioning Pixabay is a great free image site. Yeah, absolutely. I've heard of that. Let me pull that one up over here. Nope, spell it right. Pixabay is also a good resource. Thanks for bringing that up, Garrison. Really good. Yeah, you absolutely can look for images right here. Let's do that same butterfly search and just see what pops up. Ooh, some really good images here. And let's really quick see what kind of licenses are used right here. Free for commercial use, no attribution required. 2 great resources there for you. I will have a link to both of those in the notes section. Thank you very much for mentioning that one. I'd forgotten to mention it, but I knew about it, and it is a very good one. So again, you're checking what the license is and if you're allowed to use it. This one right here says it's free for commercial use and there's no attribution required, meaning you don't have to say this image by so-and-so. Some images you may find that that's on there, and if so, you may need to give credit to the author someplace on the website near that image. Again, check the license specifics. But we're looking for images typically that are just like this, free for commercial use, and no attribution required. Let me know if you have any other questions about that, gang. Really good information. Hi, Katrin. Thanks for joining us. Good morning. And what else can we do for you? All the links and details are at askawebgeek.com. Come on over to askawebgeek.com. You'll find all the links and resources and tools and previous episodes all compiled there for your easy access. So just pop on over to askawebgeek.com and we'll answer any questions that you have, and you'll find all the links that we've talked about on previous shows and the sponsors and all that kind of stuff. And that is going to be our show for the week. You know, I'm so pleased that you've joined us here. I'm so glad that you're with us here and that you've taken just a few moments to join me here in the Web Cave. My name is CJ Gilbert, and I am the Website Safari Guide. I help business owners and entrepreneurs with their websites and marketing so that they can do what they need to do in their business. They can be the expert on what they do, and they can allow their website to support their business, enhance their sales, enhance their service, and we've got all kinds of web tools and resources to help you make the most of it. We understand the internet is a jungle. It's too easy to get lost and go down the wrong path. You want to hire a well-trained guide and join up with a tribe of people that can help lead you through and get you where you want to go. I hope you have a wonderful week. Wishing you the best week, the best Website Wednesday, and we'll see you next week in the Web Jungle. God bless. The internet's a jungle. Roar! You be the tiger. You're the tiger.